Mr. 100 is giving us 72 hours. That sounds crazy. It sounds stupid. It sounds idiotic. It sounds like clickbait. But there's actually a major event happening in 72 hours that could be directly tied to Michael Dell, that could be directly tied to Mr. 100, and there could be a huge announcement. There's actually another big event happening in just 2 days too, and some really important economic data. This will shift the markets. Again, I know it sounds crazy. Stick with me just a few minutes and you'll understand what I'm saying. If you don't mind, hit subscribe, turn on the bell notification underneath the video so you can see future videos just like this. In my video earlier today, I talked about how Bitcoin was retesting the 200-day moving average and how if we bounced off of it, it would be quite bullish. As you can see here, I put a trade on right when we're at that moving average and we're up 34% already on it. If you want to trade cryptocurrency, you can use the link underneath the video. You can also use different forms of collateral. So I'm trading Bitcoin, but I actually have Solana as collateral, which is awesome. So right now, I just got about half a Solana from a simple trade. But of course, do your own due diligence. There is that link underneath the video. Not a lot of platforms, really no other platforms I know of allow you to use different forms of collateral besides USDT or some kind of stable coin, or maybe even the underlying, like if you want to trade Bitcoin, you can use Bitcoin. This allows you to trade basically all the different assets you can hold in Margex, and you can use those as collateral. So definitely check that link out underneath the video. Let's start here. We actually have a couple big events happening this week, and I honestly didn't even know that there were that many earnings this week, especially this late into the earnings season. This is like a month after a lot of the big tech companies announced earnings. There's some big ones though. NVIDIA has earnings this week. How crazy is that? I mean, again, this is the 25th. This is 2/3 of the way through the quarter. We're getting second quarter NVIDIA earnings. We have CrowdStrike as well. I believe, if I just remember right, that they're the ones that had that massive problem that caused half the world to go blue screened. Salesforce. This is a company I invested into after last quarter's earnings because I thought they got beat up a little bit too much. Dell, HP, Marvel, etc. There are a lot more. Lululemon, Dollar General, Ulta. People will be looking at those just to see what the consumer looks like. But a lot of people are going to be watching NVIDIA. NVIDIA obviously is one of the largest companies in the world. It's top 2, maybe 3 now, after having a crazy rise over the last year. It's up almost 3x, and over the last 5 years, it's up 30x. So a lot of people will be looking at that, determining, okay, yeah, are they still growing, right? Did we buy at too high a price, or was this dip a real blessing where it went down to 104? Now it's up 21% just in the last, couple days, couple weeks? Yeah, it actually went down to $98. So a lot of people will be watching this also to determine where spending's at for some of these major companies. Are they scaling back? Are they still scaling up their AI spend? Also, we have, if you look at this list again, we have Dell. Now, Dell is interesting because, this is about 72 hours away, 3 days away. They are a highly profitable company that has a founder who's actually one of the richest people in the world, 14th richest. Recently, he cashed out $2.1 billion. And around the same time, he tweeted, "Scarcity creates value." Now, after that, he actually went on to talk more about Bitcoin. I think he posted some Cookie Monster eating Bitcoin meme and posted a decent amount about Bitcoin. Now, they actually have been talking about Bitcoin. Dell's been talking about Bitcoin for years. I think they actually accepted Bitcoin as payment way back in the day, like 10 years ago. Dell's also sitting on $6 billion in cash. A lot of people have maybe thought that they would start buying some Bitcoin. Now, maybe they'll wait. Maybe they won't ever do it. Maybe they'll wait until the FASB accounting rules change. I know my MicroStrategy is going to adopt the new FASB rules, I think Q4 of this year. Maybe they'll wait for that. Or maybe they're thinking, we don't want to be left in the dust. Maybe we should take 1% or 10% of our cash and go throw it into Bitcoin. So it'll be interesting to watch. A lot of people also associate Michael Dell with Mr. 100. Mr. 100 being the entity or person that's been relentlessly buying Bitcoin for the last almost 2 years now. Starting in early November of 2022, they've amassed 70,000 Bitcoin in this portfolio. And recently it looked like they sold, but actually some of this Bitcoin just went to a different portfolio. It actually went to a different address that had about 15,000 Bitcoin, if I remember right. So whoever this is has amassed 85,000 Bitcoin, somewhere around there, which is nearly a couple $2 billion in Bitcoin at today's prices. So Thursday, who knows, we could be getting some interesting news about Dell. Now, a lot of this has been speculation. We can't confirm that Michael Dell is Mr. 100, but whoever Mr. 100 is, it's someone that has a lot of money. They're gobbling up 100 Bitcoin at a time, which is $6 million right now. They've been doing this for a very long time, like day after day, some days having a couple thousand Bitcoin that they've been buying. So whoever it is, let's just say it's a nation state or an individual. If it's an individual, they have to have, in my opinion, 50 billion net worth or more to be able to buy like this. Even just $2 billion, right? Like if you're worth $3 billion, you're probably not selling everything to go put into Bitcoin. And if you have $3 billion worth of some kind of asset, if you sell it to get cash to go buy Bitcoin, you're going to have to pay very hefty taxes. I don't think anyone's doing that either. So most likely whoever this is, if it's an individual, this is probably 10% of their portfolio or less. Let me know your thoughts on that though underneath the video. Of course, when we have thought that some company was going to buy Bitcoin, most of the time it hasn't actually happened, but eventually we will get some big tech company that buys Bitcoin. And we already have a couple of those right now with Square, with PayPal, some of these companies like Palantir, some of them hold some Bitcoin, right? Robinhood, right? They have some Bitcoin, but this would be a little bit different because this isn't a fintech company. This is a technology company. So it would be interesting. Now in the title, I talk about getting 0.15 Bitcoin. And of course, that's a bit arbitrary, right? Like everyone's situation is different. I do like to make videos every once in a while though, talking about getting a specific amount of Bitcoin because while it is arbitrary, these are goals. These arbitrary goals are still goals that help you along your journey. And 0.15 Bitcoin is worth about $10,000 right now. $10,000 is a key psychological level for a lot of people, especially if you're not quite there yet. $10,000 in an asset that it appreciates and is one of the best performing assets could do quite well. Like if you double up your money, if Bitcoin goes to 130,000, well, that's enough to have 5 figures of profits. That's enough maybe to put down a small down payment. I'm talking about like 3.5% on a house, right? That's enough to be able to buy another car. If you need to buy a car for your significant other or a kid or something like that, that's enough to put an S&P 500 or wait until the bear market and maybe you can buy even more Bitcoin. And again, this is arbitrary, right? But the fact is goals are goals for a reason, even if they're, a little bit broad, right? Maybe you could start buying Bitcoin right now and you could buy 0.15 Bitcoin just like that because you have $50,000 sitting in the bank and you are underinvested. For other people, it might take a while. Maybe you're a college kid that makes a couple $1,000s a summer, right? Goals are important though, because even if they're just a stepping stone, it keeps you focused on what you should be focused on, which is accumulating more assets that are going to outperform the general market or just sitting in cash. So maybe your goal is 6 figures in Bitcoin. So that would be 1.5 Bitcoin. I don't know. But the thing is, when there's another big announcement, when something changes in the market, we're going to shift very quickly. Like the price of Bitcoin is going to go up very quickly and then you'll feel left out. And if we make a 20% move after we've been chopping around for so long, a lot of people will just sit there and say, I can't buy now. I had so much time to buy. I can't buy when we're up 20%. I'll just wait until we fall back down. And we might not see the market fall down for a while. Like, we are getting closer and closer to the banana zone where we see exponential returns. So you might want to buy right now, or dollar cost average, or, try to accumulate if you're still trying to accumulate this bull run. Something else that's interesting, Trump. This has come out recently. Donald Trump has sold real estate for Bitcoin. Okay, now when you dig into this is a new article speaking about how Trump was orange-pilled by 3 Bitcoiners in Puerto Rico and the promise of $100 million. This is coming out today, and part of this is from Chase Bailey, who is the CEO of Bitcoin Magazine and the Bitcoin Conference. He was the one that got Trump and his team to come speak at the Bitcoin Conference. He says there are a lot of people in Trump's orbit that are fans of Bitcoin. There are members of his family that are fans of Bitcoin. Donald Trump has sold real estate for Bitcoin. I just bought a pair of sneakers for him in Bitcoin. Okay, that is interesting. He has sold real estate for Bitcoin. Now, it's hard to know whether he's saying that he sold real estate and took Bitcoin as payment, or if he's sold real estate for the purpose of buying Bitcoin. Either way, though, if this is true, like, Donald Trump owns Bitcoin, sounds like. Either way. Obviously, he's worked with NFTs before, but I don't think he's ever publicly stated that he was buying Bitcoin. But now we know that, along with a lot of other billionaires, Donald Trump owns some Bitcoin, most likely. Very cool. Very cool. And while people are panicking, while people are freaking out, while governments like Germany are dumping Bitcoin, right? BlackRock continues to buy. They bought 5,261 Bitcoin last week, while only 2,250 were mined. So if you're bullish and you want to go place a trade, there is that link to Margex underneath the video. Like I said, the trade that we had from just a few hours ago, already up 54%. Yeah, I've made 0.6 Solana now. And we have some other trades that are up even more than that, 860%. Nailed the bottom on this one at a 20x, 584% if we had been more aggressive, which if we had done 100x, we would not have gone liquidated, because we literally touched within a few dollars of the bottom here. If we had done 100x, that would be up, 3,000%, 2,500%. And we use some real size on that, about a hundredth of a Bitcoin, I think is what we put on it. Obviously, you can put more on it, but I like to make sure that I have more cash to be able to open more positions in the future. And this is a small part of my portfolio, but imagine that you get 0.3 Bitcoin from your 0.01 Bitcoin. That'd be crazy. Let me know your thoughts, though, underneath the video. Of course, make sure that you understand how this all works. Make sure that you are not risking money that you can't lose, because this is risky. I mean, I'm talking about 20x's and 100x's and 80x's. This is risky. I have other positions, too, that are open longer. They're 5x, right? So, as always, do your own research. Thank you so much for watching. Check out that link underneath the video. Let me know what you think is going to happen this week. Do we get any big news about Dell? Let me know in the comments section. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.